Hello everybody, my name is game1t, and we are doing the speedrun of Gurumin A Monstrous Adventure any percent. I got my co-commentator with me, Holden.
What's up, people? I'm Holden. I don't run this game, but I'm game1t's friend, and I know some things about this game.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this game because this game's great, obviously, and I'm excited to show a speedrun. So, one thing we do is we do the beginner mode. Also, you can name yourself whatever. Name yourself Sonic because we're in the Sonic speedrun, all right? So we do
It's
beginner
only
mode
on there.
mostly because enemies are weaker and I think we do more damage, and also it does like jump assist and weird stuff. But all right, I'm not gonna. The timer doesn't start yet. I'm gonna click beginner, and the timer is gonna start on go. 3, 2, 1, go. All right.
Good luck, game1t.
Holden, what's the lore? What's the lore of the game? Explain
So,
what is happening in this game.
It's not going to be obvious at first, but moles have taken over the world. There are some moles that we will meet later, and they have taken over the entire world, and that's why there's these monsters about. The moles have kicked them out of their homes, destroyed them, absolutely eviscerated them. And so it's our job to go defeat the evil moles that have taken over the world and help our monster buddies, which, you know, we're going to meet them soon, but we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Okay, well, to be honest, the actual lore of the game is that we moved into a town. We have to live with our grandpa now, and there's no kids in the entire town, and so that's the sad part. So basically, we're just getting ready for like a really boring adventure, and there's not gonna be anything happening in this game. Basically, nothing
that's true.
worth talking about.
It's like it's an action RPG, which is cool. I like action RPGs.
Yeah.
And it, you know, it's pretty casual, I would say. It's a kids game at the end of the day.
Yeah. What is this?
They thought kids would play this.
Hey, there's a kid over there. So we're supposed to do some cutscenes. There's a bunch of monsters. We just got Excalibur, and we're gonna save the world.
I do feel like we skipped like 5 minutes of cutscenes if I remember my
We
casual
absolutely
playthrough.
did. We absolutely
Like
skipped a lot of cutscenes.
pretty good for the speedrun. That it really does let you do all the gameplay. You know, that's always a sign of a good speedrun.
So a lot of this speedrun, as we clip out of bounds, a lot of the speedrun is mostly just basic movement. Using the dash is obviously fastest than just like running forwards, and then using a jump to reset your dash. So it's pretty like straightforward. The game doesn't let you spam dash unless you jump, and jumping maintains momentum. So
but yeah, we could explain that out of bounds pretty easily too, which is essentially you can do like a double jump in this game. It's not intended, but you can, if you mash jump or like spam jump fast enough, you get a lot of extra height. And it lets you get some like, yeah, exactly. Lets you skip some stuff, which is cool. It's not the most fun like trick IMO. It's one of the only things in the speedrun I actually know how to do. And it just feels a little inconsistent, but I have not practiced it nearly as much as game1t, so, you know.
I do think it's kind of like the trick in this game.
Pretty much. Like, all the big skips use it.
Holden, why don't you explain how you innovated the strategy?
Yeah, for the one day I tried to learn this speedrun, I was doing it, and I simply did the thing you do in PC games where you use like 2 controllers at once. Because if you mash on keyboard and on like controller jump, it is easier to do the glitch, so it makes a lot of the trick easier than they would be otherwise. It's my only contribution to the speedrun community.
It is so helpful though, because like well, I mean, basically that is just so much easier, at least for me. Like I can get it consistent on keyboard and controller, but just doing controller is obviously it's like one of the hardest techs in the game.
Other things that make this speedrun slap, I gotta say, banger soundtrack, just all good songs.
That's really true. The music and the art in this game.
That
I just
was my
really
next
love.
point. The art style, it's kiddie for sure, but like it's got character. It's got those chunky polygons. Who doesn't love those?
Who doesn't love the characters? Poco.
I do genuinely enjoy watching this speedrun quite a bit, and I do want to learn it at some point, I have to say. But it's a lot of fun to watch, so we're in for a treat. The first few levels, I feel like, aren't crazy, and I don't know, it doesn't get crazy until the later parts, but not to get too ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, so
There's a lot of fun things in this one.
one thing that we're gonna kind of see in this next stage is, you can see the icons at the bottom of my screen, the money and the little broken J icon. That's for junk. We do have to route in, getting money in this game in a lot of different places, because it's like, I guess like probably all standard RPG speedruns. We do need to buy certain things to like make ourselves stronger and defeat bosses faster and such.
Yeah, I mean, some action RPGs, I feel like that doesn't end up being a thing, but this is definitely kind of in the, you know, it's an action RPG, but it's not focused on the action necessarily, always. But I feel like in this game it's not too bad, because there's just so many things that give you money too.
Yeah, there's like all enemies, all pots.
Yeah,
all these
game
like
just
all these
throws
like little
money.
like random like shapes, for example, on the stage, or like pillars in other stages. You can drill them to get money. So like here, kill
Are
this
there a
enemy.
bunch of like required doors that you like destroy and give you a bunch of money too?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like we can get that
So-
rock. These enemies right here. We just need 500. So as soon as I see that, I'm moving along. You see, we did it in the first stage. Also, there's jump attacks in this game. So there's combat, like there's boss
Homing
fights and
attack?
such.
Question mark?
Yeah, homing attacks is, I guess, what I meant to say. But
That's why we're Sonic, right? It's a homing attack.
exactly, this is just another Sonic Team game. It's not. But yeah. A lot of combat in this game is basically solved by just spamming homing attacks. It's like just the single most damaging option. So you can see I can jump up on this pillar, because that's where we're playing beginner mode. They give you assisted jumping in some situations like that, which is funny.
I
my
actually
camera's
don't
back.
think I knew that. I think when I was learning the run, I was not using beginner mode. Because
That's epic.
I've never seen that.
So, after each stage, in general, what we have to do is we have to, I'm already getting lost, or I'm not getting lost, which is good. I'm making sure I'm not getting lost. After each stage, we have to, go and give the piece of furniture that you find at the end of the stage to one of the monsters in the village to help rebuild their village, because that's one of the things that you're doing basically for them. And here we're gonna find Poco stealing cakes in the cake shop, which is not based. It's very bad that he would do that. But another thing that we did along the way, and why we need the 500 coins, is because we got a upgraded attack from Cylinder, and that's also something we're gonna need to do throughout the whole run. Is all the money that we're getting is all going to Cylinder, and then we're also buying one mask, which masks are like buffs. But here we go, first boss fight.
Boss fights in this game range from the kind of the most cool, important parts of the run, I feel like, to really boring and uninteresting and stupid.
Oh
Am
my
I
god.
wrong or right about that?
You're wrong that any of them are good and fun, I think. But,
Okay, well, as a viewer, I enjoy some of them, but a lot of them, including this one, I think are pretty whatever. I do like the ones that have like the infinite combos like this stuff.
yeah, like, oh no. What the fuck? Huh? Okay, whatever. I'm like notoriously really bad at bomb, but oh well.
I just want to shout out someone in chat saying they want to try a run of this. You totally should if it looks fun. I think it'd be really cool to see more people giving this game a shot as someone who hasn't. But we should shout out like the Discord at the end, maybe, if people want to check
sure.
out the
No,
run
Moon
more.
Boots is already in the Discord.
Oh, okay, well, never mind. Either way, yeah, more people looking at this run would be cool. I think it's a cool run with a lot of room for improvement with more eyes on it.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I've already found some new stuff coming back to this in the last, like, month.
Yeah, I sometimes check out the Discord, and I feel like for being a pretty small community, y'all kind of find some cool shit just all the time, randomly.
Yeah.
Like I'll pop in the new finds channel or whatever.
Alright, so we're going to the next world, is like this forest world. This first level is kind of like the easiest in the thing. Look at this, it's a glitch, guys. You can just kind of go through that corner if you do, it's actually more precise than it looks. You have to run against the gate there, and then kind of do your in-air attack into the combo extension that only happens when you start in air. And then if you just do that into the rock a certain way, the rock kind of pushes you through the gate. Which, I mean, you know, it's not too bad because you can kind of do it first try, but it's also like sometimes it gives you pain, so you have to be careful and do it right, basically.
I can't believe that's the first time we push up block in this game. I feel like that happens so often, but it doesn't even happen until like the second world.
Yeah, I think it only happens like 3 more times in the run, I want to say.
I think you skip a decent amount of them. I
Yeah.
feel like we had to have skipped one in the first world or something.
The first world, I don't think so.
Ugh. Damn. It's been too long since I played this game. I need to just do like a casual. I should have done that for this probably.
Okay, we can see our new move we got here. Do a spin, and then you... Oh my gosh! I wish I got that kind of interaction in IL, man. Those guys are usually way harder to kill. It's just... I'm a little salty that I didn't get that in IL, but it's okay. I have tied world record anyways, so...
Alright, Game1t. I have an important question about this game for you.
Yes.
What's your favorite piece of furniture?
That is a great question. I think it's gotta be Josephine. Rocco's wife is a statue.
Yeah. I'm partial to the boombox myself.
That makes sense. You do dance if you get close to it.
It's just a good one. I mean, it's early in the game, you know, but that makes it iconic.
I love the shoe organizer. Or
That's good. I forgot about that one.
Poco is like, gotta organize my shoes! Exclamation point. It's pretty good.
Remind me, does Poco wear shoes?
Nope.
Thank you. But he's got those J's in the locker still. You know,
He's a shoe
Poco's
collector.
balling out. He's balling out.
He's like Kazuya Mishima is a shoe collector.
Enzor gets it. It's the boombox.
Alright, we're in kind of like one of the hardest stages in the game, weirdly enough, just because of like one... Oh, I started this way too early. Oh well. One of the skips coming up is like really hard. And so much so that I don't even go for it in full game runs. It does save... Oh, you blocked my block? That's
a action RPG classic.
Yeah.
That shit happens in like Zelda. The few Zelda runs I've learned, that shit happens to me sometimes. It's so annoying.
Yeah, so there's a boss coming up. Not a boss, like a tough enemy coming up. I'm gonna try to skip it.
Mini boss.
I've been kind of really bad at this recently. I got it.
No.
So you jump right past that gate, basically.
Arrived.
And this upcoming skip, I'm not gonna do. So usually you go right to the right over there, and you kind of like you rub up against the wall and you jump in a way that you can get high and like grab the ledge. But it's way more precise than it even looks. So like if you check the world record, see what they do here. It's really difficult. So much so that like I want to learn it obviously, but I just can't. I can't get it done unless it's in an IL.
Was it possible to go for it like once there? Because you shoulda. I would have told you to have done it. But
You do take extra damage if you do it, but I could have done it.
It's all good. That was a good level still, so you know. I think.
Yeah, it does only lose like maybe
nice map movement.
8 or so seconds to not go for it and just go for the backup where you lure the guys over and jump on them. That still saves like maybe like 40 seconds over the intended shot, which is really funny. But luring the guys over is really easy. So
that is like the classic though, right? Like there's the easy strat that saves 40 seconds, and then there's the insanely hard strat that saves 5 seconds over that.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes.
All right, Mosby.
What's diminishing returns or whatever? Or economic principles?
Mosby is the worst part of this entire speedrun. Like, nothing nice to say about Mosby. Complete RNG doesn't let you attack during half of his attacks. It's there's probably a pattern, but I couldn't tell you. So basically, I'm just gonna be jumping up at him and waiting until he does this attack where he lets these blue guys come down.
Oh, I remember this one now. Yeah.
When you get rid of all 3 of these blue guys, he's gonna go to the stump. It'll let you up, and then you can really wail on him. But the homing attacks are so bad and inconsistent, as you can see. Like, I wish I knew why that didn't work. Sometimes it'll just let you stun lock him, and sometimes, basically, when you're on like a bad, like if you mess up one homing attack, probably it starts doing your normal combo, and you can't homing attack anymore. So basically, I'm just checking. I'm just jumping at him, seeing if it'll let me homing attack him. Half the time it won't. And then, so I'm just gonna wait until I can attack him again, basically. He has like 15 different attacks. They give him so many attacks for no reason.
Dude, I gotta say, I've been thinking about this, my current brain rot leaking into my commentary. Mosby looks like he'd be a Fire Magic the Gathering card. Be a legendary planeswalker with this moveset you're talking about.
Yeah. All right. We got done with Mosby. We only lost like we didn't lose that much time. It was just like a full minute probably.
Damn, but, is there really like just a good RNG pattern you can get there that's...
Yeah, you can jump up at him in the very beginning and he'll just like create the enemies and you can just stun lock him on a single stump until he dies.
That's awesome.
So you'll see after all the bosses, we don't have to go back to the town because bosses don't give you furniture, they just unlock the next world straight up, so.
Well, in here we have to go like activate a cutscene, right? And then we go back and do other stuff. And...
Yeah, so there's a giant rock in the way. What are we gonna do? If only there was someone to break this rock. Like this mole.
If only... These are the guys who took over the worlds.
Yeah.
As you might remember from the lore. So I told you it took us a while to actually get to them, but this is where the real story kicks in.
So we had to verse Doug, and we had to win. But actually our goal isn't to win. We want him to break a lot of rocks, because it's actually faster if he breaks some rocks. If we work together, we can break all the rocks, you know. There's only a limited number of like 50 rocks. So if he breaks like 20 rocks, he's helping us. That's why I'm seeing where he's going, and I'm just importantly, where's the other rock? Huh? I guess they really didn't want to spawn another one until that one died for some reason. I'm being a little slow. And you can see he's like, sometimes he gets stuck trying to break a rock that you already broke, which is really slow. But it's okay. At the end of the day, this is just kind of like a mini game. Although there is serious time loss associated with playing it like extremely badly.
Yet again,
like this.
Showing why this speedrun is so epic.
Yeah.
For everything good I will say about this speedrun, I feel like I do know things like this level about it that just make it seem not that enjoyable. At least
I love the minigame.
If you're
I think it's kind of fun. It's
at least if you're going for
brain.
like PB. Oh yeah, it's like a fun game. It's good casually. But like
No, you're right. The minigames are good.
Some of them are okay, I think. That one seems...
That one's the best by far, so I don't know what you're talking about the other ones.
That's crazy. I just feel like the mole CPU always looks so bad to me whenever I'm watching it.
So that
that
mole wasn't able to break the rock, basically, so we gotta find his brother.
So why do we even do the minigame?
You have to progress the
I
speedrun.
know. I'm asking rhetorical questions here, man.
I'm answering seriously, because... That's how I do it. All right, and then so he said that he would meet us back in the cave, and then basically this guy you have to just chase him around because I guess like to accent his character, they make him stupid. I guess I don't know.
He's got the Kamina glasses, which means he's cool, and you're supposed to like him.
Oh, he is cool. He has a good voice.
Which we don't hear at all in this run. Sorry.
Yeah, we skipped the cutscenes. Oh, you're gonna push me backwards, isn't he?
Wait, is he not? I thought he did have the Kamina glasses. Isn't there a mole? Where's the Kamina glasses?
Maybe the other one. He's wearing some kind of glasses.
Yeah, those aren't Kamina glasses.
All right, so this last location that he's in, which is the lake, you can take a boat across or just swim across and get the other shock parts. We didn't mention this, but we got the fire parts, which basically is just an element that you add to your drill. I mean, it's probably kind of self-evident that certain enemies are weak to fire, and then also certain torches you have to light. And then if you have like an electronic torch, you have to light it with shock parts. And if you have a lit torch that you need to put out, well, spoiler alert, there's the ice parts later. So we're just getting plenty of money in this area.
You can't just give stuff like that away.
Something that's kind of weird about this is you have to do a spin input on your stick for those big attacks. They're like really easy to miss input. Like the game is very lenient about what it considers a spin, even like a small wiggle of the stick. So that's what I just did there. I wasted time by being bad.
I do feel like in combat that's nice though, because that attack is pretty good for like actually fighting people.
Yes.
At least like the big health sponges.
So you'll see that when I fight the next boss, I'm gonna be basically doing the the stick wiggle and
yeah. I mean, pretty much until the end of the run, on every like big boss, we're gonna be seeing a lot of that, right?
Yeah.
Most of them.
Every boss, where we're gonna be doing that attack.
I didn't want to presume. I don't know the run well enough, but I'm like, I think it's most of them.
All right. So you can see I don't have to use the stick here. The beginner just auto aims my jumps, which is really funny. And
that's gotta be like a holdover from this being a mobile game, you know, where it was probably harder to aim some of those jumps than it feels on like a PC.
Not really, because if you're playing with keyboard and mouse, you have to walk with the mouse. So like you probably need that.
Yeah.
The controls on this game, if you're playing keyboard and mouse, are really bad. I don't know why they made it so bad.
That is crazy. I've never tried it, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Alright, Spinach Caverns. First level's done. First level's kind of mostly uninteresting, honestly. But...
Maybe that's how they did it on the 3DS. Maybe it was like touchscreen movement, and that's why they have. Maybe that's why they have that jump.
I was so close to saying this game didn't come out on the 3DS, and then I'm like, wait a second, didn't we do a bet about this that I lost and I had to pay?
Yeah, it was a PSP game too, I believe.
Yeah, that's why I got confused by it.
But I think they released it like the exact same time or something, which is crazy to think about. That like
that
PSP and 3DS. I might be wrong about that, but I do think we looked this up, and yeah. I know it came out on the 3DS. It might have came out after the PSP version though.
All right.
Those are the two other consoles that came out on. We are playing the PC version if that was not obvious already.
Yep. Highly recommend that anyone does the same. I think there's a legitimate speed reason also. Or no, actually there's... Well, just loads. Yeah, loads. Yeah. So we had to equip the shock part here to light up this crystal torch.
Actually, did it even come out on physical on 3DS, I wonder? Because if so, it might not be like purchasable on 3DS anymore if it was eShop only. because I'm pretty sure that's going down soon, or might have already.
Oh wow. Okay, so you're supposed to, when you jump, you're supposed to kind of cling on to those ladders. It just didn't work for me, which is why I'm doing this again. Okay, can I? Yeah, there you go.
You
That's what it
played
looks
so
like.
safe that time. Yeah, that was kind of.
Oh, well.
Again, every good speedrun thing about this game, sometimes I'm watching and shit like that happens, and I'm just like.
All right, real quick, shout out Astro. Oh my god. Okay, so you can do. I'm just glad I got that. It's not that impressive.
I've never seen that. I don't know that one.
So, you have the super jump. Usually we do it pressed up against the wall, so you kind of have like infinite tries. You can do it while dashing, but you have to use a controller, basically. You don't have to, actually, but... Oh, I need the money here. I actually don't, because I'm like so safe on money, but... Whatever. But yeah, Astro basically... was a speedrunner of the game, and they joined and... Oh, there's no cutscene here. They joined and kind of started doing dash super jumps everywhere and improving a lot of ILs, so... They're kind of the GOAT.
Yeah, that is sick.
It's like the hardest thing to do in this game by far, for sure, because it's like at a certain time in your dash, you kind of need to press the, I believe it's the jump button, and then have a frame of no input, and then the jump button again. I think that's what it is. Either that or the jump button 2 frames in a row, but we kind of don't know.
And if only there was a way to figure out an easier super jump. Again.
You can use the space bar, but it's just too hard to do.
No, I'm not even saying that. I'm like genuinely like, if only.
Yeah.
Because if that happened, I would 100% learn this game. Like, if the super jump didn't just feel inconsistent, that would make the
Oh, you can get it consistent, for sure. But it's hard to get it consistent.
Sure.
Like, it's a proper, difficult tech.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Alright, so we got like 2,000 gold, which is pretty good. We're about to bring Rocco back to his house with the first piece of furniture, which is a table. And while we're here, Rocco is in the mask shop, the discount shop, I guess is what it's called.
Hey, Game, there's a good question in chat that you would probably have a better answer to than me on. Is there like any specific way the water is damaging you? Is it like random? Is it on a specific timer or something?
I think how it's supposed to work is that it damages you upon entering, and then it damages you every like consistently, you know, after a timer. It keeps ticking, basically.
Yeah, that's what I would have guessed, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, so weird things like jumping out of the water can sometimes trigger more often, and weird things like just holding forward make it seem like it triggers way less often, because like the classic thing to do would probably panic and jump out of the water a lot, but you just take more damage. Alright, we're fighting Roger. Kind of a weirdly difficult fight. And the phase where he's doing like the Jaws thing with his angler out of the water, you kind of want to wait until it's up above the water, like here, and actually aim at it, because it does huge crit damage as opposed to just barely hitting him. But other than that, it's pretty simple. It's just doing the same attack over and over again.
Yet again, just want to shout out some of the really this. I mean, obviously this is like a Zelda-ass boss fight in some ways, but kind of creative aesthetic take on it in a lot of ways.
Shout out Georg. Is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah, pretty much Georg. But like, it's got its own flair. I love how his like face and head look. It's good. Good boss fight. That felt clean.
Yep. Roger's definitely one of the easier fights. Well, middle. Bob and Mosby are harder. Tokaron's harder. You know, sorry for the spoiler that there's a boss named Tokaron, but you're about to see him in a second anyway, so. A second. I mean, like in 20 minutes, but. Yeah. Alright, so.
You gotta stop spoiling things about the run, man.
Guys, we have something we need to discuss. We can't continue without a sponsor. Rebuilding is expensive. So we gotta go find a rich guy, basically.
seeing them say Sonic in that cutscene.
Yeah.
That
My name's
feels
Sonic,
right.
man. Oh look, there's some guy with a mansion over here. But this guy's just not gonna help us. Like, just helping us for no reason is stupid. We gotta put on the
true
gas
rich guy
mask.
behavior.
When we put on the gas mask, he's gonna laugh so hard that he's gonna be willing to help us. That's so obvious, right? But we have to do a game first, also. So yeah, it's just a big excuse to do a mini game, basically. Also, force you to buy a mask.
I was about to... It's not specifically the gas mask, right?
I think it's any mask except for the goggles, which you start with. I think they just wanted you to buy a mask.
Yeah, exactly. The gas mask is a good one to go with. I agree.
Well, because it's the cheapest. I'm too busy to do the speedrun, so I'm just gonna leave. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not actually gonna do that. But you don't have to play this at all. Like
So
you have to
how's
get
everyone's
40
day?
moles, and then you just give up. So
How's everyone's day been?
yeah.
We have time for donations.
Yeah, exactly.
Moderated.
So yeah, this is the mini game that Holden was saying was probably better than the other mole mini game. So
At least you don't have to play it.
yeah, I guess so.
That's a benefit, I would say.
But I mean, the other two are really bad. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
That
if you're
is-
a freak, you like the soccer one, but we don't even play that 90%. So
What's the other one? That we're gonna
The-
play later? I
the
guess no
lasers.
spoilers. No spoilers.
oh well.
I don't even remember what that means.
Okay, well.
I'll be honest. Maybe I'll see it and it'll, I'll have flashbacks.
Yeah. So we're gonna we have Pecky now. He's helping us rebuild. But if you talk to any of the monsters, they're like, they saw some weird things happening in the town. You can see that your grandma, or Pamela, I don't know if she's your grandma, honestly.
I don't think she is.
Basically,
I don't
there's been a troll. There's an imposter among us. Somebody who looks like me, who isn't me, stole a bunch of cakes. Cakes are expensive now, and you can see even our poor monster friend Chucky is holding a weird pose because we said that, the grown-ups would find him if he didn't. Except for it's not us. We're innocent. It's an imposter that looks like us.
Among Us.
Exactly. So we gotta go find this imposter. And by that I mean just go to the next world.
I do think, like, if we've actually been watching the cutscenes, it's really, really obvious what's happening, but we haven't been, so...
Yeah, there's just a monster that's impersonating us, basically.
Yeah. But I feel like if you haven't been watching the cutscenes, the dialogue makes it feel like it should be a mystery. Which maybe that, again...
Yeah.
Maybe that's just,
I think we don't.
because
I
it
think
was a
to be
kid's
fair, we
game.
don't know who it is at this point.
Well,
but,
it's one of the monsters.
It's one of the
yeah.
monsters who's working with the Dark Prince, probably.
Yeah.
So, like, some of the lore is the Dark Prince is coming to... Actually, I don't remember the lore.
The Dark Prince is the leader of the moles.
Sure.
I know the lore. Someone here did their research.
If you want to know the lore of this game, you're gonna have to buy it. It's like $5 on Steam.
And it goes on sale.
Well, it's $5 after sale, I think. I think it's on sale right now.
Oh, true.
But, yeah,
It's
we're in
worth,
Pimento Mountain.
price. This is I like this area a lot.
I love the music in this area. You're gonna hear the drums go just crazy for no reason.
I will say, like,
In a second.
aesthetically, definitely one of the less interesting levels. I would say, but
I like it.
it's not bad. It's just there's a lot of sky
I love
in
that.
a lot of it. Yeah, nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying the music goes hard, and the level design. I love the level design in this.
Yeah, the level design where you push a block for an hour.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe I'm not saying this in the right part.
Listen to the drums here.
Game it.
Alright, I'm not gonna just
have
be
you
silent the whole time, but... Yeah?
have you played an Osu track of this song?
No, there's no... There's some Gurumin songs in Osu, but they're not good.
You
Okay,
need to
we're
make
like giga poor. I don't know what happened, but we're gonna be okay. We just have to break all these bots.
Yeah, you only have DK. It's nothing. Is there a number you're looking for, Game1t?
Well, I'm looking for like 2,000 at this point, so we have over. I want to be over basically this whole run. Like,
yeah, definitely for a marathon. You want to play it safe on the money.
yeah.
Nice jump there.
Thank you. Yeah, so we have to jump off at that very specific part because if you walk up any further, there's like a long cutscene spawning enemies. This game loves like giving flair and like charm to the levels by just making the enemies do like ridiculously long like charades and like coordinations and stuff, which is fun to watch if you're, you know, just enjoying your life, but not a speedrun. If we can skip that, that'd be ideal.
It does have like weird kid show energy in a good way.
Yeah. So we're gonna go over here, get this power oil. This is kind of an old strat that I've been doing because the last boss fight is so much easier if you keep level 3. So under drill, you can see at the very top there's a level bar. We're at level 3 right now, and you can see it's kind of close to being all the way filled. That's your drill meter, and basically the levels just indicate how much damage you can do, and then also what special moves you can do.
I was about to add pretty much any combat parts of the run. Like if you're at level 3, it's going to be better than being at the lower levels.
Even if you don't have any special moves, your attacks just do more damage, and then the next 2 attacks that we're purchasing is attacks that can only be done in level 2 and then level 3 respectively.
And yeah, we'll definitely be the last boss. Like yeah, like you said, keeping level 3 definitely makes a huge difference.
For sure.
That boss is like hard casually if you can't keep level 3, and there's not many things in this game that are hard casually.
Okay.
So
almost messed up my order. I got confused with the last section.
nice filler content clutch.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we have time for. I'm not gonna make it.
So we gotta go do the second level, guys. We're just gonna do the second level. There's nothing gonna be blocking us from doing this, right?
Clearly not. This game wouldn't do that same thing twice for no reason.
Yeah, so it wasn't obvious why we couldn't proceed, but the elevator's broken. And so we gotta find some guy who can fix it. Luckily, there's a dock slab down here.
See, casually, I remember liking this part, but I never learned this part of the speedrun, so I don't even know. I don't even remember what you do. Like, honestly. 100 years would not be fast in the speedrun.
Yeah, so we're not gonna wait for 100 years for him to fix his computer so that he can come fix our thing. So instead, we're gonna go to somebody who might have the parts who can do it. Guess what? It's Cylinder. And we also have to buy a part from him, so it actually works. So unfortunately, though, for like 100 reasons, we don't want to date or interact with Cylinder, so it curses our drill, which actually sucks. You see, we go back to drill level 1. So that's like the 5th reason to hate Cylinder in this game.
What are all the other reasons to hate Cylinder?
The fact that he wants to date you when you're a child is a really big one.
I do not remember that.
You don't remember that? No, Cylinder is the worst part of this game.
Like, make that a bad thing, I guess.
Yeah.
That's the least you could ask for, right?
Yeah. But these parts are exactly what we need to at least fix the elevator. Except for we have to do the minigame, which is stupid.
Well, because otherwise the elevator couldn't get fixed if you didn't do the minigame, obviously. Yeah. Now time for the explanation. Good luck!
Yeah, so this is the worst minigame in the game, I think. You just have to dodge 20 lasers, and it takes a long time. Because, like, you have to wait until it hits the edge.
Anything for the whole time, I think.
So I can show off why the spacebar is so good at super jumps is because it's the spacebar in particular as a jump button is really glitchy in this game. So I'm gonna hold the space bar. You can see this is what it does. Like, it spams the space bar on every frame. It spams jump on every frame.
Wait, so if you press A while you're holding the space bar, what happens?
Nothing.
That's actually even funnier. So yeah, I could see why like using the space bar to get the timing for the second jump could be nice.
Yeah. That's what it feels like, at least. I just feel way more consistent with the space bar.
All right, so now you have to do the running super jump over the last two lasers.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to see.
So as soon as we get 20, we just touch the next laser and we're good. And now he's finally fixing the elevator. I don't know why it takes so long, man, but just as context, this split takes 9 minutes on my splits, because I split after the first pimento level and then after the second pimento level, so it takes a long time to finish this second.
You know, like
level.
what your in-game level time is for this part?
If you get a decent pimento 2, it should be sub 4 minutes on the level itself.
Yeah, I was about to say, so about like 5 minutes probably on the overworld stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, could be worse. The lasers are obviously annoying, but... Well, now back to the actual game. Let's go.
Yeah, and we're not actually back to the actual game. We have to do this cart section.
I mean, who doesn't love a cart section?
We.
It's taking me back to my DKC days.
Yeah, so smacking these guys makes them drop money, and then as you go further into the cart section, when they despawn, you actually get the money. So it's free money if you just hit them. Except for, we don't want to hit all of them, because that'll spawn a present, which is slow, so I missed the very first one. Just to make sure. But yeah, other than that, it's just a cart section. We're pretty much done with it. Just this
Crazy
last
how
little bit.
few like obstacles they even put in it. It's really just a roller coaster.
It's fun.
Do you know if you hit all the rocks, are you just fine? Or does it crash?
Hold on. Oh my gosh, I actually got the...
Close. Yeah.
Hold on.
You got it this time.
No, I'm not doing that.
You got it this time. No,
Yeah,
one more. One more for the fans.
No.
Yeah,
So you can make that jump without the dash super jump, but it's actually probably harder than even doing the dash super jump. The other option is just go around, like I'm doing right here. So it definitely would have saved time to go around, but getting a first try is obviously, it saves a lot of time to just go for it.
Wow. Very insightful.
Yeah, if you do the trick right, it saves time, and if you don't do the trick right, it doesn't save time. It's crazy.
Crazy.
Here we're actually gonna die off the side over here, and it's gonna teleport us like way to the other side of the screen.
Oh, that's nice.
Which is really funny.
Hey, that's some nice little death plane manipulation stuff.
Yeah.
You take that. Cutting it close with that spike there, but...
No, it was free.
When are we gonna get off a level 1 sphere?
Well, it's kind of rough, but there's gonna be a lot of dirt patches. Like, that's where we mostly get our levels in this game, is digging up dirt patches, which gives you a level each. And there'll be plenty of places later. So we're gonna try to hit these guys off. This is actually really hard to. I'm just gonna try to get this. Okay, sometimes they completely troll you and prevent you from getting back on the platform, but it worked out.
Yeah, it was clean. I thought you were gonna get the one guy jump back on, but you were ready.
Yeah, you just stand him and whack him, and it works out.
I did there.
Okay, another cool skip. Fighting these guys is actually really slow, so we're not gonna fight them.
So hard. True.
We're going to go around and lure them over here. Now watch this. You lure them all the way over here. You can homing attack them from the other side of the wall. Hold on. Jump out of the homing attack, and you're on the other side of the wall now.
Very nice. First try.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah, but this platforming section, it's kind of scary because, especially if you fall into a pit, you actually spawn all the way at the bottom of the tower, which is really funny.
So I do gotta say, with like tricks like that, that's another. I just want to bring it back to like, it'd be so nice to have some more eyes on this game because like, that's such a clever little trick that feels like it should apply. And like, I know it is used in I think a couple other areas. Correct me if I'm wrong. But
yeah, there's like one coming up, for example. But
yeah, but I feel like stuff like that. There's got to be some more places that might be possible.
yeah, there's
That's always
already
nice.
one door skip that's completely unrealized in the speedrun that would save a couple seconds. And
I think I know
there's
the one
so
you're
many
talking
locked
about.
doors. So
Yeah. Are you talking about the one like really far still, like near the end?
no, I'm talking about the one in Pimento 1.
Oh, yeah, true. Isn't there one like in the second or third to last level that would be really good too?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm
I'll
talking
bring it up if I remember when we get
I'm
there.
talking about one that actually exists that we just don't do in the run.
Oh, I see. Well, that'd be nice to have like a better strat for or something then, yeah. All right, what are we doing now, Game It?
We got the dresser. We gotta give it to Chucky. It's green, so it's Chucky's, basically. That's how you know.
True. It's not even really green. Like
Yeah?
if you look at it,
It looks green to me.
it's an ugly. It's like a lime green, like a really bright lime green.
That's my favorite
maybe?
type of green. You got a problem with lime green?
Is that because they have a lot of limes in Florida, or?
I don't even think we do.
That-
I think we got oranges mostly. Okay, this is the worst part of platforming in this entire game.
Congrats. Good job.
Come on, man. Please just break the rock. I definitely made it way
yeah.
worse than I needed to, but whatever.
Getting the ice part's very important, though. I just want to say
Essential
my
to beat the
personal.
game, actually.
I want to say in my personal experience, I did not get those in my casual playthrough. That may
You had
some of
to.
the later. Wait, really?
You have to
Man,
before
I must have-
Eggplant 2.
Man, I must have underused it or something then, though, because you guys use it in some of the late game in the speed run where I'm like, I was not using the ice parts at all.
Oh, come
That's
on.
where I
she
should have.
fell off plus L plus ratio.
Ooh, I needed that. Still a pretty good fight.
Yeah, she's weak to fire damage, so ice actually freezes her in place, but she takes so little damage, and it's also really hard to see if you freeze her, and there's ice crystals everywhere.
Which is clearly why they gave you the ice parts right before her fight.
To troll you, yeah.
Really encourages the child player to not use the item, right?
Yeah, is that why you didn't do it? You're the child player who got baited?
Yeah, maybe I used it there and I'm like, man, this sucks, and I just never used it again.
Yeah.
That'd be funny. I don't remember why I didn't use it. I just didn't.
Alright, so new world opened up. It's this cavern, and it looks a lot like space, and the music really slaps in here, in my opinion.
This seems like normal.
Oh look, you actually need it for Eggplant 1. You need the ice parts.
That's right. Now that you've said it, I remember. I think I only used it to like put out the torches, and I would just change it off immediately every time.
Alright, so we got
Anyways.
kind of baby's first puzzle here.
This is where the game kicks into action. For sure.
Yeah, I do think Eggplant is maybe some of the best stages, but I mean, I don't know, the whole game is kind of good, honestly.
Oh yeah, for sure. I more mean like, yeah, the monster bosses can be kind of like feel weird and out of place with the rest of the game, but like vibes wise, this is where the game kind of. I don't know. I didn't expect this when I was first playing through it.
Yeah, like if you look around, it looks like space inside the cavern, which is really nice. Well,
Well,
it
and just, like,
subjectively looks like space at least, but
Well, like, wait until we get to the last, like, 2 stages. I feel like there's some really crazy stuff going on.
Yeah. So we always want to keep level 3, so every time we can dig some dirt, you might as well, unless you're going for a speedrun and you're really trying to optimize. Which I am going for a speedrun, but I'm going for a marathon, you know, I don't want to play it risky.
Yeah, true. Casually, you always dig the dirt. Just always do it. Why not?
Yeah. Okay, so let's get this guy's attention, but he's not looking. So we're using the drill to knock off these guys' piece of equipment, which is something you do probably a lot more often in casual play. You actually just can't attack these guys if they have their shield up, so I have to knock it off first. And I can just kind of spam them with my ice attack.
Not bad. That fight definitely seems
I'm actually
like
gonna come back
an
to get this
annoying
$100. We should be.
Oh, this is the best part of the run.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch those guys.
Yeah, just for. No, you shoulda. Just the free time loss.
For the marathon, you can observe them.
Yeah, free time loss for the marathon. I honestly remember a lot more like prompts like that playing this game casually too, but I think a lot of them you just skip.
You skip them, or they're in the bonus levels.
All right, and also you played this part boring, where you actually killed all the enemies.
Yeah,
so
having the enemies be alive on the section, you can imagine, is not like very safe.
That is what you go for, like in runs a lot, especially if you're going for a good time.
I don't.
I've seen you do it. Maybe you were doing ILs.
I do not do that, unless I was like de-rusting and I forgot what to do.
Maybe that was it.
Yeah.
You should go for that. What if you?
I mean, the guys on the edge that can push you off, like, I could get unlucky and get those.
One nice thing about this this being the last few levels is you're really close to the town still, so the back and forth isn't too bad.
Chucky with the ducky, classic rhyme. It makes it impossible to forget who that piece of furniture is. All right, the last stage is kind of difficult. So this is the last level we're getting in the game, is right here, and any damage I take reduces my level permanently. Like that, for example. It'd be great if I didn't so comedically take damage there, because it really does kind of suck to take damage.
No, you were just demonstrating for the crowd.
Yeah. Switching to fire to light this torch. Ideally from further away, but it's okay.
Yeah,
we just don't want these guys chasing us. Please don't chase me all the way over here.
They are chasing you.
Well, they can chase me as long as they don't get over here, you know?
That's true, that's true.
Alright, just some menial combat. Menial's a word, right?
Kinda. Yeah, it is. I don't know if it worked there, but it gets the point across.
What was that? Okay.
You get, yeah, nice geometry game.
Okay, this is low-key scary. This guy hits for so much, so I have to not get hit by him.
Oh! Oh no, he's blocking you.
Okay. He takes away like half a level of juice, so it's really bad.
Nice clutch there. Okay, this part is... Honestly, this is such a good part in the level, once again, from like the casual perspective at least. But I have seen so many comical things happen in this part of the speedrun.
Yeah, so like those pillars don't become solid until like a long time after they drop all the way down. Okay, and we can't get a better cycle in this, so I was just really making sure I got all the money from that guy, from those guys over there, because they drop 100 each, and we need all the money we can get, obviously.
Could you tell me what we're getting the money for right now? Because I actually don't remember what it is.
We're getting the last attack in the game. It enables you to do a special attack at level 3 only.
Yeah, gotcha.
Which is going to be our big
yeah, that's what we're using
damage dealer.
And what's your number for that? Is it
10K?
There you go.
We hit it.
Going. Yeah, there's so many enemies and stuff in this last level. It's crazy.
No.
They really ramp it up compared to the early levels in the last world here.
Yeah, unfortunately, I took a lot of damage, so I'm probably going to end up using the power oil in the Tokaron fight, but that's okay.
We do still have level 3, which is, at this point, which is, you know, good. It would have been way worse if you had dropped to level 2 before the fight. Before
these next fights, especially. So there's going to be some fights before the final fight that you definitely want level 3 for.
Yeah, this is still looking pretty good, I would say.
Yeah.
You know, nothing too bad. You know, not to jinx these last little bit of the run, but so far, like, I feel like nothing catastrophic really has happened in this run.
Oh, yeah, for sure. This whole run has been going pretty well.
A few missed jumps here and there, but yeah.
Dragon Flame, Epic Gaming.
Mr. Moonboots, we have the exact same voice. I will take your word for it, until I hear your voice at least. I had to curse the run at some point, and we're almost at the end here, so surely the final boss fight's gonna go really, really well.
Yeah.
I saw your clip from your recent stream on that fight, so you're looking looking like you're practiced at least.
I guess. The thing is, Tokaron is the final boss, and it is just RNG, a lot of it, which is, you know, fun. But it does mean you can get a really fast pattern if he does the move where he basically just lays down and shoots fireballs. You can just sit right next to him. It's only really bad if he starts walking around, or he does the move where he's up in the air and you can't attack him. For obvious reasons, just by description. But we're gonna switch to fire parts because the next oh, by Motaro, by the way. We don't really get to see a lot of this guy, but he's like one of the best characters in the game. I don't even remember why, because it's been so long since I played it, but I think he's just like funny.
He's awesome. Yeah, because he's a cool dude, and he's literally Totoro.
Yeah.
How could you not like him?
So we're gonna fight Giga just by spamming the same move. And weirdly enough for Giga, and not like other boss fights, every piece of like hit damage he takes stuns his animation. So he can't do his big attack where he shields a lot. The game just doesn't let him do it. So it's just really easy, basically.
Yeah, this game's really well made.
Okay. Fighting the Dark Prince here. We can just use ice and he just gets stun locked. I don't know why the game lets you do this either, because this is should be a pretty important boss fight, but whatever.
I really feel like they didn't test things at like level 3 with all the abilities for some of this endgame stuff, you know?
Maybe. I don't know if level 3 is what freezes though. I don't know.
Don't you do you only need like level 2 for that attack?
Because you freeze people in Eggplant 1, and you don't have the level 3 special attack at least. So
I feel like it's not as efficient though if you're not using like the giant spin attack, but maybe I don't know. Maybe they just thought that was okay.
All right, the Great Fang. We're gonna meet the final boss soon. As in right now.
If you thought this game was leading up to a dragon, you were correct. Why you would have thought that when there's like no other dragon-like things in the entire game? You know, congrats on predicting that. What a cool dragon design too. Like cartoony, but pretty menacing.
Yeah, so the power oil we got in Pimento 1, that makes this fight a little bit more easy. It just protects your current oil status. So you don't gain oil status, so I'm just gonna have to use it before I do level 2 here. It's very important that I use it. So I'm gonna do it right now. Cause I'm scared. Oh no, it does replenish, huh?
Huh?
It might be random.
I thought it did. I wasn't gonna say anything though.
No, because it definitely did it on one of my runs.
Real issue.
So you can also just spam your big level 3 attack and you can't take any damage during it. So that's kind of the two ways you can avoid damage in this fight, is by dashing or doing the level 3 attack. So there's no fight yet, by the way. It's just a survival section at first.
So we have time for doing it. Okay.
I'm just trying to focus.
I can't even finish that joke this time. I'm done. There are just so many sections like that in this run. Are you submitting this to the next GDQ game?
No.
Why not?
Because I'm bad.
Okay. Well, once you get world record, I can't wait to watch you run Gurumin with an actual commentator at GDQ.
Gotta fly out Broby. Shouts to
Broby at
Broby.
GDQ
World
would
record
be
holder.
so hype. Yeah, Broby. If you don't know Broby, just shout out Broby in general. Homie. Insane speedrunner. Canadian.
So
What a guy.
true.
Just listen to the most important things about him.
I took
You
so much
gotta
damage.
stop getting hit, bro.
Luckily, this is
Okay.
where I need level 3. Now it's the actual final Tokuron fight. Let me lock in.
Yep.
Okay, this is actually the best attack.
Yeah, this is a really good start. Oh my gosh. Is he just gonna sit? No, okay.
No.
Now he's,
This is the attack we don't want to see, but it's okay.
yeah. Oh, it replenishes your level 3 there too. I didn't realize that actually.
So these shields that he has on him they don't let you attack. So we have to drill them off. And we did. He's also a great attack. Should kill him soon. He's dead. Not time yet though. But we did it. We basically beat the game.
Yeah, just a little there's like one last thing you gotta return to the town, right?
Yeah, so
The cutscene essentially.
there's technically a little bit of gameplay at the end, because before the game gives you the credits, it lets you basically say bye to everyone.
But we're not gonna talk to any of them because
Yeah, so we're just gonna leave, and
screw our friends.
time's coming up soon. We have to mash through all the text boxes, and time. I pressed 1 even though I don't have light split up open, which is really funny.
GG's.
And there we go.
Hey, that's a good run.
The credits.
Sub 102.
Really?
Yeah.
That is actually fast. Yeah, I think that beats my PB from before I came back.
Before
to
your
de-rest
most
it.
recent one.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
It's not my actual PB, but yeah.
And I felt like that, a lot of time saved in some of on a couple like levels too. The one level
like
where you missed
Mosby.
the jump 3 times.
I think the biggest
Yeah.
time loss was Mosby, and that's all just random. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure I could have played maybe a few decisions better, but
Oh yeah, for sure. But good run. Let GG's game it, everyone. Let's go chat.
yeah, you gotta love the random anime intro type sound, at the end.
It's almost like this game was made in Japan.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I really recommend you give the game a try if you just want to download it on Steam. I mean, there's so much more content than I was able to show off. Obviously, playing the levels as they're intended is it's just fun. It's more fun than maybe I even made it look to be. Also,
I'll shout out the game too, really quick. I agree, fun ass game. There's a lot more levels that we don't even play in the run too. I think that's worth mentioning. Or not a
Like
lot
half
more,
the
but there
levels,
are
yeah.
more. Yeah.
no, we only do like half the levels, yeah.
Well, there's not a lot of levels in the run either, to be fair. But yeah, it's a fun game, and like I said, I think it would be really sick to see more people messing with this game. I think it's a good speed run already, and I think there's potential for like a better speed run there if more people play it.
Yeah, so go to speedrun.com, look up Gurumin, You can find the Discord there. You can find rudimentary typed guide. You can find all of our speedruns. If you want, just do an IL speedrun, because the IL leaderboards, you know, they have some vacancies. You can just go ahead and claim the record on some of these levels, especially the ones that aren't done in the 90% run. And shout out Broby, shout out Verz,
Shout out Broby.
shout out Astro, shout out Pyroburn, shout out all the other people who've done speedruns of this game. And it's a small community, but it's epic. So.
And shout out game1t for highlighting Gurumin here to the Sonic community and showing a good run, doing a good run.
Epic.
All right, now what?